what happens now if we want to make a recursive formula instead of an explicit one? If you looked at the video from yesterday, you'll remember that when we have a sequence of numbers like 12, 22, 32, 42, etc., we can look for the pattern that tells us what the common difference is. What does it take to jump from each number up one? And we already said yesterday, oh yeah, I just have to add 10 each time, because if I add 10 to 12, I get 22, and 10 to 22 is 32, and 10 to 32 is 42, etc. That also tells us that the next number in the pattern is 52. And likewise, if I wanted to go backwards and find the number that happens when I'm at the very first number in the sequence of 0, I have to subtract 10, and that number is going to be then 12 minus 10, or just 2. And we know, based on what we've already learned, that 2 represents the 0 number, 12 is the first, 22 is the second, 32 is the third, the fourth, the fifth term in the sequence. And when we wrote the explicit formula, we looked for the common difference and the start value. But if I want to write what we call recursive formula, that just means, what if all I want to know is the next number in the sequence? We're at the 5th term, but what if all I wanted to know was, what's the 6th term? Well, in that case, we know the 6th term is just the 5th term plus 10. And so how we write that mathematically is that t of n plus 1 is equal to t of n plus whatever our sequence generator or common difference is. In this case, 10. So if I wanted to write that here, my formula would say t of n plus 1 is equal to t of n plus 10. It really is that simple to write the formula, but the formula is limited in what it can tell us because it requires us to know every term prior to the one we want. So if I wanted the 100th term in the sequence and I had this formula, I would have to count and do the pattern. Okay, it's 52, it's 62, it's 72, it's 82, and I would have to go up until I reached 100. But that is my recursive formula. Use this information to help you answer the questions in your forms today.